All right, and we are live. Good evening po sa inyong lahat back there in the Philippines, of course. And it's a beautiful day here in South Carolina, USA. Of course, we welcome you all back to our another edition, another live stream. And tonight we are going to discuss 20 items that you've answered through your quizzes link. Our quizzes link, of course, are posted through our teams. The Team Gardner, and of course, we also have Team Erickson. Okay, so if this is your first time to watch us, make sure that you are subscribed to our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel, of course, is Gurung Pinoy. Our Facebook page is also Gurung Pinoy. You may also find us on Instagram, on TikTok, and also on TikTok. But of course, before anything else, we are going to start our activity tonight with your opening prayer. I am inviting you all to please join us in our opening prayer. Of course, it still has been prepared for us by Brother Efren Esteban. Samahan niyo po ako sa ating opening prayer.
Lord God, salamat po sa oras na ito na binigay niyo muli sa amin. Sa pagkakataon, Panginoon, salamat po sa maraming mga pagpapala at proteksyon na dulot mo sa bawat isa sa amin. At Panginoon, kami po ay humihingi ng inyong paggabay muli sa amin pong gagawin sa oras pong ito. Sana po ay marami po kaming matutunan sa mga leksyon na aming aaralin po ngayon. Patuloy po nawa na tulungan mo po kami sa aming mga pangarap, Panginoon. Ibinibigay po namin ang lahat po sa inyo, Panginoon, dahil ikaw po ang nagsabi na kung kasama ka namin sa lahat ng pagkakataon ay tunay nga po na magtatagumpay po kami. Kaya Ama, sana po ay mapakinggan mo ang mga hiling po namin na ito. I-bless mo po ang family ni Ma'am Meg, ni Sir Ram, maging ang mga pamilya din po namin, Panginoon. Dalangin ho namin ang buong bansa namin, buong mundo na nakakaranas pa po sa pandemic. Sana po ay bumuti na ang kalagayan po namin, O Diyos. Naniniwala po kami sa inyo sa mga pangako mo sa bawat isa sa amin. Salamat po sa Panginoong Jesus na nagdulot po sa amin ng pag-asa sa buhay po na ito. Ama, ito po ang aming dalangin sa pangalan ni Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Okay, now again, all the materials that we have here in our live stream tonight, this is the 85th material that we have, the 85th video for our live stream. Our materials are going to go straight to our teams. Again, we have Team Gardner, our Team Veterano, no? Team Thunders, represent. No? Yung mga Team Thunders natin, magandang gabi sa inyo. Ito yung ating mga veterano. Ito yung nag-join sa atin nung kakasimula pa lamang natin ng ating live streams. No? We have just started our live streams last year. No? Last year pa lamang po when we had much time in our hands because of the pandemic. Okay, so sinasabi nga namin lagi, this pandemic has become a blessing in disguise, no, to all of you, because of course we have started this YouTube channel and also our Facebook page na Full Blast for our live streams last year lamang po dahil sa pandemic. Okay, so because of that, we are able to come up with Gurung Pinoy. Because of that, we are able to serve you. And because of that, we are able to reach out to more students just like you, and we're able to help you pass the LEP. Okay, so again, all the materials that I'm using today or tonight is going to go straight to Team Gardner. That is our Team Veterano. Okay, yung ating Team Parokiano, Team Thunders. And of course, we also have our new team, that's Team Erickson. This is our team babies, no? Ito yung ating mga newbies or yung ating mga bagito. So if you still are not a member of any of the teams that we have here, just send us a message through our Facebook page and we can easily help you. We can easily answer all the questions that you have so that we can guide you and we can add you to all our teams. Okay? If your question is, paano po, Coach Mek, kung ngayon lamang ako mag-join ng team, what happens to the rest of the materials that I've missed? All the materials can be found on our teams. Lahat po ng materials nandyan lamang po sa ating teams. Kahit yung ating Team Erickson, yung mga materials nating nasa Team Gardner and nilipat natin sa Team Erickson. Okay, so both teams are going to be receiving the same material. So again, do not worry if you are going to be joining our teams just today or maybe tomorrow, the following days, because all the materials can just be found on our teams. Okay, that's our Facebook teams. Now, of course, we still have Team Piaget. Now, Team Piaget is going to be our team reserve. Okay, once we have already saturated our Team Erickson, we are going to start putting people on our teams. Now, how can you become a member of our teams? We have our enrollment for Let's September 2021. It's still ongoing. You can pay through Palawan, Cebuana ML, your PayPal, Gumroad. We also have Metro Bank super chat, super stickers through our live stream on YouTube. You can also do that. Your basic membership, that's only for Team Ericsson. You can just pay 1,250. That's for Janet and ProfEd. Pro membership, that's for our majorship. Our majorships that we offer are English, there's math, there's social science, there's bio. We also have MAPE and Filipino. So if you fall under any of these majorships, that's only 1,500. We also have our premium membership that's all in. That means that's Gen Ed, ProfEd, and your major. That's only 2,500. We are the cheapest review center, okay? Not just in terms of the physical review center, of course, but we are the cheapest among all the online review centers that you can find. I know that some review centers would ask you to pay 5,000, 6,000, 3,500. Okay, so again, here in Gurong Pinoy, premium membership is just 2,500. That's already for everything that you need to cover for the let. But of course, we still have the 50% off until now. Okay, so 50% off. If you are going to have 50% off of your basic membership, that's only 625. Okay, 625 for your Gen Ed and ProfEd only. For your Pro, for your majorship, that's only 750. And of course, for your premium membership, that's only 1,250. So 1,250 lamang po. You can already join our team. That's for Gen Ed and ProfEd. You can also already join your major. You can see your materials in your Google Classroom, all the sets that you have there, and also all the discussion videos that you have there. And of course, that's until your final coaching, until your pre-board, wala na po kayong babayaran. Okay, so again, until your pre-board, until your final coaching, that's all for free. Wala nang babayaran, unlike all other review centers where you are going to be asked for more money, for more payment for your final coaching, for your pre-board. Okay, so in here, again, there's no more payment except for the ones that we have on screen. And the good news still is we still have your 50%. Okay, so you can still enroll by enjoying or availing the 50% off, and that's going to be very cheap for all of you. Okay, so again, make sure that you are subscribed to our YouTube channel. Of course, make sure that you are following our Facebook page, especially in the following days. I will be posting the schedule for March. Okay, there will be some adjustments for the schedule for March because by next week, I think I am free for 3 weekdays. Okay, so we might have live streams during those weekdays. Okay, now again, you can also help us by supporting us by reaching our stars goal. We have our stars goal today. Tonight's stars goal is 1,000 stars, no? 1,000 stars. That's not just for tonight, but that's also for the rest of the week. Okay, so maraming salamat si Ma'am Len Cruz nakapag-send na po ng 50 stars. Thank you so much, Ma'am Len, for sending us your stars. So again, you can also support us by sending us your stars. We continue doing what we're doing. We continue helping you through the stars that you're sending us, through the help that you extend to us. Okay, there's also Sir Rio Liged sending 45 stars. Maraming salamat po. Okay, thank you so much, Sir Rio, for also sending us your stars. Again, you can support us by sending us your stars all throughout our live discussion tonight. You can still send your stars even tomorrow, even if you are just scrolling through our video, if there are videos that you think are helping you, videos that are very informative, videos that were of topics that were very difficult but now has become very easy for you because of Gurong Pinoy, then please do send us your stars and please do help us by reaching our stars goal every week. Maraming salamat, Ma'am Jeneline Abuel Alejandria, for sending 50 stars. Thank you po. We also have, of course, your supporter. Our supporter is our exclusive group. Yung supporter po, if you want to become a member of our supporters, this, I believe, is a monthly, no, may monthly contribution yata yung ating supporter. That's only $1.99. Okay, so $1.99, that's roughly it's almost 100 pesos, no? It's a monthly payment, but of course you are going to reap your rewards as supporters. We are having our exclusive only, no, your supporters only exclusive meetings namin, and we are discussing exclusive topics. Okay, so we have just completed the first topic, which was TIM, no, which was TIM, that's the technology integration matrix, yung entry, infusion, yung transformation, active, all those things we've already discussed through our supporters only in exclusive meeting. Okay, so I have just asked them to send me their topics, their suggested topics of our next exclusive meeting, no? So again, if you want to also become a supporter, there are exclusive content for our supporters because these are our monthly supporters, no? So ito po yung ating monthly supporters. That's only it's only very, very cheap. Okay, that's only less than 100, I believe. Okay, so again, Ma'am Love Sardenia, maraming salamat po for the 50 stars. We also have Ma'am Jem Arellano, who also sent us 45 stars. Maraming salamat po for all our supporters. And of course, we continue doing what we're doing through your support, through your fuel. No, this is these are of course things that we use to pay for our StreamYard, to pay for the things that we use through our live stream. But of course, tonight our main goal is to discuss the 50 items that you've just, no, 20 items that you've just answered through your quizzes link. Again, tonight we've started putting your link through your teams, no? So naging exclusive po yung ating link sa lahat ng ating teams. That's Team Gardner and also Team Erickson. So please, if you can, join us. Okay, so mga may gininto ang puso at meron pa ring gift certificates coming from Gurong Pinoy, then please do share your gift certificates, especially for those people who really need them and so that they can join our teams. Ma'am Serlene Esmail for sending your 75 stars. Thank you so much. And Ma'am Ellen Alvendia for sending your 45 stars. Maraming salamat po. Thank you so much for all the star senders. Now again, we start with our general education. Our materials again will go straight to our teams, and we start with question number 1. This is social studies. In which organization is the Philippines a member to fight communist aggression? Is it letter A, APEC, letter B, ASA, letter C, UN, or letter D, SEATO? What is the correct answer? What's the correct answer? Team YouTube, Team Facebook, Team Gardner, and Team Erickson. Ano po ang tamang sagot? Oh, marami daw first-timers. Let me take a look at the names of our first-timers dito. Hindi ko makita yung first-timers dito sa... Ayon, si Ma'am Julien Ochinang, first-timer sa Team YouTube. Maraming salamat po. Welcome. Alam na alam ni Ma'am Tin kung sino yung first-timer. Okay, who else is our first-timer? Ayon, si Ma'am Maybelline Medrano. First time sumali sa live stream. Okay, so that means Ma'am Maybelline has already been watching us, but this is the first time that she's joining us through our live discussion. Maraming salamat po. Welcome. Ayan, welcome na kayo ng ating mga veterano dito sa Team YouTube. Yung ating mga kapitbahay dito sa Team YouTube. Kaway-kaway sa mga Team Gardner, sabi ni Sir Alvi Medalyada. Okay, letter D. Letter D. Ang sagot dito ng karamihan sa ating Team YouTube ay letter D. Ma'am Cecil Afuang, maraming salamat po for your stars, 45 stars. Thank you so much. Ma'am, or Sir Jeremy Malto Romero, maraming salamat for your 45 stars. Thank you so much for all of you who've already sent us your stars. Again, you may also join us by becoming our supporters. Yung supporters, meron din po tayong supporters-only exclusive meeting. Ma'am Len Cruz, of course, thank you so much po again for sending us your stars. Now, for Team Facebook, karamihang sagot would be letter D. Letter D, yung karamihang sagot sa Team Facebook. Ganon din naman sa ating Team YouTube, karamihan ay letter D din. Maraming salamat, Ma'am Joy Dairit, one of our supporters, for your pakape. Palaging may pakape si Ma'am Joy. Maraming salamat po. Ma'am Charmaine Dairo, good evening. Watching from Moncayo, Davao de Oro. First time joining here. Welcome po, Ma'am Charmaine. Okay, the correct answer here, of course, would be letter D, SEATO. Tama po kayo, no? That's letter D, SEATO. That's the correct answer. Let's take a look at our next slides for all of these organizations that we have here. Okay, now APEC, of course, is the Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation. This is an intergovernmental forum for 21 member economies in the Pacific Rim that promotes free trade throughout the Asia Pacific region. Okay, so that's the APEC. Now, for ASA, I have found so many so many acronyms for ASA. I don't know which one is the ASA that we have here in our choice, but this one here is the American Sociological Association. It is a non-profit organization dedicated to advancing the discipline and profession of sociology, okay, the study of societies. Now we also have UN, the United Nations. It is an international governing body formed in 1945 to increase political and economic cooperation among its member countries. You all know what UN is, no? There's so many branches of the UN. We also have SEATO. This is the correct answer that we have. In September of 1954, the US, France, Great Britain, New Zealand, Australia, the Philippines, Thailand, and Pakistan formed the Southeast Asia Treaty Organization, or SEATO. SEATO meeting in Manila. The purpose of the organization was to prevent communism from gaining ground in the region. Okay, so that is for promotion or for the avoidance of communism in all of these places that we have just mentioned. Okay, so especially in the Philippines. All right, so again, the correct answer was letter D. Letter D po ang tamang sagot. Now, number 2, what do you call the permanently frozen layer of soil in tundra? This is part of science. Is it letter A, permalayer, letter B, frost gel, letter C, permafrost, or letter D, savanna? Ma'am Jem Arellano, one of our star senders, first-timer din pala si Ma'am Jem. Okay, so sabi ni Ma'am Jem, me also, first-timer po, makasali sa live stream. Thank you so much, Ma'am Jen. Now, before I forget, no, make sure that you've liked our video. If you're watching us on YouTube, go ahead and please do like our video. Again, YouTube, Team YouTube, paki-like na po ng ating video. Again, of course, the more likes our video have, the better it's going to perform, no? So the more people we can reach out to. And of course, if you are watching us on Facebook, make sure that you react to our video. Wag lamang pong angry, ha? You can send us your stars. The stars button is near the comment section. You can also become one of our supporters. The supporter button is also near the star section. Maraming salamat. Sino itong heart ng heart? Si Sir, heart ng heart. Maraming salamat po. And of course, please do share our video, start a watch party, tag your friends so that we can reach out to more people. We can also help them pass the let. Okay, maraming salamat for the hearts, for the love, for the likes. Thank you po. Assalamualaikum sa lahat ng ating mga watchers, no? sa lahat ng ating mga kaguro dyan po sa Mindanao, sa mga Muslim brothers and sisters natin. Welcome po sa Gurong Pinoy. Pasok po kayo. And maraming salamat po. Maraming salamat po. Okay, what's the answer for number 2? Letter D. Okay, letter D po, yung sagot dito ng ating mga kaguro dito sa Team YouTube. Letter D ang kanilang sagot. Ma'am Elsa Aransado, first timer dito sa Team Facebook. Thank you so much po, and of course, welcome. Again, please do make sure that you're following us on our Facebook page, or you like our Facebook page para po whenever we post something, you can easily see it. As I've mentioned, we might have some changes in our March schedule, so make sure that you follow us on our Facebook page. And of course, you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Okay, this is the 85th live stream video that we have. Ma'am Maylene Mongkal. Nandito si Ma'am Maylene sa Team Facebook. Maraming salamat for tagging your friends. Okay, going back to the question that we have here. What do you call the permanently frozen layer of soil in tundra? The correct answer here, of course, should be letter C. That's permafrost. Permafrost po ang tamang sagot, no? That's permafrost. Now, letter D, savanna. Yung savanna po, this is a type of biome. No, this is similar to your grassland. Okay, so that's your savanna. If you think of Lion King, no? So Lion King, your savanna is a type of grassland that has more trees, no? So that's your savanna. Savanna po yung nasa Lion King natin. That is a type of biome. Yung permalayer frost gel natin, inimbento ko lamang ito. But of course, the correct answer here would be permafrost. Permafrost po, that is the correct answer. Now, this here is the illustration of your permafrost. So if you have this as the active layer of your soil in your tundra, your permafrost is beneath that active layer. Okay, so there is a layer of permanently frozen land in your tundra, and of course under that you have your unfrozen ground. And so in your tundra, there's only very little vegetation, na napakaliit lamang ng vegetation, very small yung vegetation, almost like shrubs lamang, maliliit na plants lamang yung tumutubo, wala masyadong malalaking trees because of the reason that it has permafrost. Okay? Wala masyadong source yung inyong trees dahil nga merong permafrost, which is your permanently frozen na layer of soil. Okay? So that's for your number 2. Okay, number 3. This is still in science. Whose idea is it that mating is a consideration for putting organisms together in a species? Is it letter A, Charles Darwin, letter B, George Fox, letter C, Carl Woese, or letter D, John Ray? Who's the correct answer? Sir Mon de la Torre Lubrino. Sir Mon pala yung nag-send ng thousands of hearts for you, Ma'am Mek. Maraming salamat, Sir Mon. Okay. Ma'am Joy Dayriat, nandito din si Ma'am Joy, nag-send din ng 50 stars. Thank you so much po, Ma'am Joy. Sir Jason Abarcastante, yung ating pong quizzes ay nakapost na po sa ating teams. So again, if you can become a part of our teams dahil we are starting to monitor their progress, the teams were also instructed to download the score sheet. So titingnan nyo po yung inyong progress, ipaplat nyo po yung inyong scores dyan sa ating score sheet. We have started monitoring their progress, and so we have made the quizzes exclusive for them po. Okay, so again, Sir Jason, if you can become a member of our teams, no, magpa-member po kayo. If some of your classmates here, some of the kaguro here, meron pa rin pong gift certificates, you may send us a message, no, mag-comment po kayo dyan so that your classmates may avail of your gift certificates. Sir Keneche Lorbes, sorry late, nagde-deliver pa po, drive muna ako. Ay, ingat po kayo Sir Keneche, wag pong manood habang nagde-drive. Keep safe po. Pwede namang balikan. Ma'am Charlene Anladao, thank you po for your 45, this is Sir Eric Kumpay. Okay, that's Sir Eric Kumpay Mendoza for sending 45 stars. Thank you so much po, Sir Eric. Okay, now again, we have Charles Darwin. Our choices are Charles Darwin, George Fox, Carl Woese, and John Ray. Going back to the question that we have here, who said that if your individuals or your organisms can mate together, no? They can mate, they can form an offspring, they can have kids, then they should belong to the same species. Okay, it is a consideration. You can't say that these two individuals belong to the same species if they cannot mate. Okay, so if they can't mate, they can't belong, or they don't belong to the same species. The correct answer here, of course, should be letter D. Letter D, John Ray. Okay, so letter D po ang ating tamang sagot. That is Sir John Ray. That is the correct answer. Ma'am Weasel Gay Kwambot, thank you po for your stars. 45 stars from Ma'am Weasel. So again, for number 3, letter D, John Ray, that is the correct answer. Okay, so correct answer po ay letter D sa ating number 3. Sir Loreto, President Loreto Balicaw Jr., maraming salamat for your 50 stars po. Now, what about the rest of the people that we have here? George Fox and Carl Woese, no? And we also have Charles Darwin. We'll get to them. But first, of course, we start with Sir John Ray. So this is John Ray, no? Poging-pogi, matikas, no? Ito po si Sir John Ray. Siya yung nagsabi na we can only say that two organisms belong to the same species if they can mate, okay? If they can mate, if they can form an offspring, if they can form kids, or if they can produce kids, that we can say that they belong to the same species. So we've said only organisms belong to the same species can have kids. So sabi nga natin, yung tao at yung kabayo, hindi po pwede. Yung kabayo or yung tao at yung kambing, hindi po pwede. Okay? So kahit anong gawin ng tao, hindi po yan pwede dahil according to John Ray, only those species belonging or only those organisms belong to the same species can mate. Okay? If you don't belong to the same species, then it is possible or it is impossible for you to become to have kids. Okay, now what about Carl Woese and George Fox? These are Carl Woese and George Fox. They've actually worked together and they came up with the 3 kingdoms of life. Yung sinasabi natin 3 kingdoms of life, which is of course part of taxonomy, no? When you say taxonomy, that is a scientific grouping of organisms. Okay, Ma'am Karen Cortaga Tisado, one of our supporters, also for sending us your 50 stars. Maraming salamat po. Okay, so again, this is Carl Woese and also George Fox. and they gave us the three kingdoms of life. These three kingdoms, of course, are bacteria, archaea, and eukarya. Okay, now you all know the differences between your prokaryotes and your eukaryotes. Pag sinabi mong prokaryotes, this is a type of cell na walang nucleus and walang membrane-bound organelles. When you say naman eukaryotes, these are the types of cells that have nucleus and membrane-bound organelles. So tayong mga animals, yung fungi, plantae, your plants, your ciliates, flagellates, microsporidia, these are your protists. These are eukaryotes, okay? So eukaryotes po lahat yan. Yung prokaryotes mo are divided into two branches here, your bacteria and archaea. They are actually the same types of organisms. Ang bacteria po silang pareho. Yung archaea lamang po nyo, when you say archaea here, these are the older versions of your bacteria. Okay, so older versions of your bacteria are your archaea. Maraming salamat po, Ma'am Mary Jeshaya Peran for the 45 stars. So again, yung archaea po natin, these are the older versions of your bacteria. When we say older versions, ito po yung ating bacteria that can survive in extreme types of environments, say very cold environments, very hot environments, acidic environments. They can survive in those types of environments. Yung bacteria naman, these are the types of bacteria that we have right now. Okay, so the common types of bacteria that we have now, this is the branch of bacteria that we have here in our three domains of life. So again, the people who are responsible for the phylogenetic tree of life here, or the three domains of life, those are Carl Woese and George Fox, both American scientists. Okay, so Carl Woese and George Fox po, our two choices, they've actually worked together to come up with your three domains of life. Now, for Charles Darwin, Lolo Charles Darwin yun, no? Letter A, of course, we know him to be the father of taxonomy. Not father of taxonomy, sorry, that's Linnaeus. He is known as the father of evolution. Okay, so Charles Darwin, again, he is the father of evolution. He came up with theories in his book on the origin of species. He came up with theories such as natural selection, such as survival of the fittest. Okay, so that's Charles Darwin. He also was the one who told us that we all came from apes. No? So sabi ni Sir Charles Darwin, nanggaling tayong lahat sa apes. Sir Rodel Gabriel, maraming salamat po for your 45 stars. So again, it was Charles Darwin who said we all came from apes. Okay, paki-check nga, kuha nga ng mirror kung totoo, kung tama si Charles Darwin na nanggaling ka sa ape. Agree ka ba? Agree ka po ba na galing ka nga sa ape, no? Sabi ni Charles Darwin, we all came from apes. Okay, so that's for Charles Darwin, the father of evolution. Okay, he's known as the father of evolution. And of course, he gave us natural selection. He gave us survival of the fittest. Okay, now we go to number 4. He was the American president who said, ask not what America will do for you, but what together we can do for the freedom of man. This is letter A, Gerald Ford. Letter B, Franklin Roosevelt. Letter C, Henry Truman. Or letter D, John F. Kennedy. What's the answer? What is the correct answer for number 4? Maraming salamat for all those who have sent us their stars. Malapit na po tayong mag-reach sa ating stars goal tonight. Thank you so much po. Okay, even those people, si President Loreto, lumipat pa, madali ang lumipat sa Facebook para lamang po mag-send ng stars. Thank you po. Okay, good evening po. Good evening sa lahat ng mga medyo na late. Habol po tayo. Nasa number 4 pa lamang po tayo. And a lot of the people here sa ating team Facebook, they're answering letter D. Dito sa ating team YouTube, letter D din yung sagot. Ma'am Buena Feporol, one of our kaguro, no? Isa sa ating mga veterano. Happy birthday po, Ma'am Buena Fe. Okay, letter D. Letter D ang inyong sagot. And of course, that would be the correct answer. Okay, so letter D, JFK, that is the correct answer. Now, all the rest of these are also, of course, All of them are presidents. No, they were presidents of the United States, but it was John F. Kennedy who said, "Ask not what America will do for you, but what together we can do for the freedom of man." Meron din tayong version nito, no? Sinabi naman ni Ninoy, no? Kung do not wait what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Yun naman yung sinabi na version naman ni Ninoy. Okay, so again, letter D, John F. Kennedy, that is the correct answer. So this is John F. Kennedy, no? JFK, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Ano ba yung iaambag mo sa ating lipunan? Huwag kang maghintay ng kung anong maiaambag ng ating gobyerno sa inyo, ng ayuda from the government, but what you can do to change your life and what you can do to, of course, influence the people around you, help those people around you, and of course, reach out to those people who are in need. Okay, so that's JFK. Now we go to number 5. Only the heart can see rightly. This statement is lifted from what particular story? This is still in English. It's literature. Letter A, the prince and the pauper. Letter B, the little prince. Letter C, the gift of the magi. Or letter D, the necklace. What's the answer? Ma'am Ainalem Coreses Penamante. Greeting, Ma'am Buenafe. O, sabi dito ni Ma'am Ainalem. Happy birthday, Ma'am Buenafe. Happy birthday po, Ma'am Buenafe. Thank you, Ma'am Ditsky Wing, for your 45 stars. Thank you so much. Maraming salamat po, Ma'am Ditsky Wing, for your 45 stars. Again, almost ma-reach na po natin yung ating 1,000 stars goal tonight. Maraming salamat po for our star senders. Thank you so much. Okay, letter B, the little prince. Sagot dito ng karamihan. Letter B, no? The little prince. Virtual daw yung handaan ni Ma'am Buen. Palagi ako nanonood ng kanta ni Ma'am Buen yung mga duet ni Ma'am Buen with the singers. Okay, so letter B, karamihang sagot, even here on Facebook. Letter B din yung ating sagot. Hello po, good evening sa inyong lahat, no, sa ating mga top fans. Good evening po. Sir John Wick, ma'am, nakapagbayad na po ako sa Grow Majorship. Paano po makapag-access? Please do send a message po. Mag-send po kayo ng message ngayon, sir, or maybe later after our live stream dito po sa Facebook page na to, sir, so that you can be added to your Google Classrooms. Okay, now here, only the heart can see rightly. This statement is lifted from what particular story? The correct answer here, of course, should be letter B, the Little Prince. Tama po kayo, no? So that is letter B, the Little Prince, not the Prince and the Pauper, not the gift of the Magi, and not the necklace. We'll go to those later, okay? So this, again, is the Little Prince. This was written by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, okay? So Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, that was the writer of the Little Prince. Now, sabi ng Little Prince, it is only with the heart that one can see rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eye. So dapat daw, kung anong pinaka-importante ay hindi nakikita ng mata. Yan yung sabi ni Little Prince. Okay, so it is only with the heart that one can see rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eye. So dapat ganyan yung inyong guide, no? Pag pipili kayo ng the one, okay, pag pipili kayo ng the one, gamitin nyo ang inyong puso, hindi ang inyong mata. Sabi ni Little Prince, it's only with the heart that one can see rightly. Yung tamang pagtingin ay ang gagaling sa inyong puso, no? Gagamitan palagi ng inyong puso. What is essential? Kung anong importante, hindi nakikita sa mata. Okay, may nakita akong po, si Ma'am Tin Acabo yata yon, yung si Derek Ramsey na always the one, no? Lahat ng ex niya is the one, okay? So, kailangan yatang basahin ni Derek Ramsey yung librong The Little Prince para magamit niya yung heart niya, no? It is only with the heart that one can see rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eye. Okay, so that's The Little Prince. The rest of the choices are here, The Prince and the Pauper. It was written by Mark Twain. I think you know the story of this, no? Meron yata tayong, if I can remember, there is a K-novela, may Korean novela that was based on The Prince and the Pauper. I just can't remember the title. So what happened here was that there were two boys who looked alike, had the same birthday, no? And so one was a prince, the other was a pauper. That means pulubi, pulubi yung isa. And so what they did was they switched themselves, okay? Because this was actually written by Mark Twain to show the inequality in the society, no? To show yung pagkakaiba ng sa estado ng lipunan ng isang prinsipe at isang pulubi, kahit na pareho yung age nila, pareho yung birthday nila, pareho yung edad nila, malaki yung pagkakaiba ng kanilang life because of their status in the society, which we know of course to be true. Now, the gift of the Magi, this was written by O. Henry. Ito naman yung tunay na pag-ibig, no? Yung the gift of the Magi. Kahit magdildil ng asin, basta we have each other, it's okay. Yung kwento ng the gift of the Magi, if you can remember, I'm not sure if you've had this, if you've encountered this in high school, no, sa high school literature natin, the woman here, the wife had a very long hair, and the man here had yung meron siyang pocket watch na walang link, no, yung walang chain yung pocket watch niya, and Christmas was coming, and so the wife had to cut her hair, no, pinutol niya yung hair niya para ibenta, gawing wig, para mabilhan niya nung chain yung pocket watch ng kanyang mister, no? So that was her sacrifice. And so she was very excited. She went home with short hair kasi nga pinutol na yung hair niya, no? Chinap niya yung hair niya para ibenta niya gawing wig dahil kailangan niya yung pera to give a chain for her husband, dahil yung pocket watch nga ng husband niya ay walang chain. But then the husband actually also sacrificed himself. Binenta naman niya yung pocket watch niya, no? Yung pocket watch yung pinaka-ingatan niya, no? Walang chain. Binenta niya yon para ibigay yung gift naman sa wife niya. I can't remember what the gift is. It might be clips, no? So clips yata. I read this a long time ago when I was in high school. And so they sacrificed each other's belonging, no? Yung pinaka-iingat-ingatan nilang yaman, sinakripisyo nila just to give what they think would be appreciated by the person that they love. But in the end, no, they've lost that belonging, and of course, hindi din magamit yung kung anong binili nila para sa person that they cherish, but of course they've realized that each other is enough. Okay, so what they have was just each other. They've sold what precious things they have, but of course they still have each other. So that's the gift of the Magi by O. Henry. Napakaganda ng story, no? So ibig sabihin is ikaw lamang sapat na. Yan yung mga litanya nyo ngayon, di ba? Sa inyong boyfriend, girlfriend, ikaw lamang ay sapat na. Okay, excuse me lamang po, i-charge ko lamang itong aking Mac. Okay, baka mamatay yung ating live stream. Okay, so that was the gift of the Magi, no? Sabi nga ng the gift of the Magi, ikaw lamang sapat na. Bahalag saging, basta loving. Wow, that's coming from Ma'am Buenafe Porol, no? So bahalag saging, basta loving. Bahalag asin, no? Wag lang saging. Emperor, ruler of the mask. Yan yata yung sabi ni Ma'am Tin dito na The Prince and the Pauper. Katulad ng The Prince and the Pauper yung kanyang story. Okay, now yung the necklace naman dito by Guy de Maupassant. This was the story of one madam, no, I forgot the name. I forgot. Mathilde yata yung first name ng isang woman dito. Si Mathilde, maganda siya, no? At kaya lang medyo ambisyosa si Mathilde. And so what she did was she borrowed a necklace from a friend, no? Meron siyang si Madame Forestier, meron siyang friend named Madame Forestier, and she borrowed a necklace from her. It was a pearl necklace. So maganda yung necklace na yon ni Madame Forestier na hiniram nga ni Mathilde dahil meron siyang aatinan na parang meeting ng mga high officials. Okay? She's very pretty, she's very beautiful, but the husband was not very wealthy. And so she borrowed the necklace from her friend. But then, after the party, she realized that she lost the necklace. Okay, nawala niya yung necklace. But instead of telling the friend, what she did was she worked hard hanggang sa maibalik niya yung necklace na yon. She spent 10 years, the husband and her, they've spent 10 years para lamang makabili ng kaparehong necklace, no? So she has worked very hard in those 10 years para maibalik yung necklace na yon, and she has aged prematurely. That means tumanda siya within those 10 years dahil nga kailangan niya magbanat ng buto para maibalik yung necklace na nawala niya, binaraw niya sa kanyang friend. Only to find out from her friend after 10 years na peke pala, no? Peke pala. It was just fake. The necklace that she lost, that she borrowed, was actually just fake, and she lost 10 years of her life, no? She worked so hard for 10 years para lamang maibalik yung necklace na yon. But the necklace was actually fake. Hindi totoo yung necklace na yon. Ma'am Judeline Ruiz, maraming salamat po for your super chat dito sa ating Team YouTube. Thank you po sa ating super sticker. Okay, so again, these were the stories that we have: The Prince and the Pauper, The Gift of Magi, and The Necklace. I can still remember these were stories that I've read in high school, no, sa ating high school English, and they were all very beautiful stories. I'm not sure if you've also read The Last Leaf, yung kay O. Henry, napakaganda ding story, no? Dati inis na inis ka, pinapabasa ka ng inyong English teacher, but these are actually very beautiful stories. There's also, of course, The Count of Monte Cristo, lumalabas din sa Let, no? Magandang story din yan. Okay, now we go to number 6. I suggest he blank in the room for 1 week. Is this letter A, stay, letter B, stayed, letter C, staying, or letter D, stays? What's the answer? President Loreto, 50 stars again. Maraming salamat po, Pres. Ma'am Eden Mendoza for your 45 stars. Thank you so much. Maraming salamat po for sending all your stars, for supporting Gurong Pinoy by sending your stars and helping us reach our stars goal. Okay? Thank you so much. Almost patapos na po tayo sa stars goal natin. Konting-konti na lamang po. Siguro mga nasa 1/12 na lang yung part ng ating stars goal na kailangang ma-reach. Please do send us your stars, no? Pag meron pa po kayong stars and you can support Gurong Pinoy by sending your stars, please do share your stars with us. We're almost towards the end of our stars goal tonight. Okay, the answer here sa ating Team YouTube is letter A, stay. Aba, may hugot. Number 6, sabi ni Ma'am Tin. Number 6, stay. Sana all nag-i-stay. Sana nga, no? Oh, ginagawa niyong book report, sabi ni Ma'am Chufil Matre. Yung mga stories that we have mentioned, no, ginagawa ng book report. Nakakainis, no, ng high school tayo, nakakainis basahin. Ayaw na ayaw mong binabasa yung Florante at Laura, yung Ibong Adarna, ipapareport ni teacher, no? Tapos Manila paper pang ginagamit natin, meron pang ibang kartulina, sulat ka ng sulat sa Manila paper, taplak sa wall, no? Sa ating board. Yun yung mga ginagawa natin when we were in high school. Kahit sa college, meron pa rin ganyan, no? Maraming salamat, Ma'am Joya Tan Escobar, for your 45 stars. Thank you po. Oh, ayan. Malapit na po. Siguro isang sender na lamang ma-reach na natin yung ating stars goal. Okay, letter A, ang sagot dito ng ating mga kaibigan, yung ating mga team veterano, team Thunders, dito sa ating team YouTube. Marami yatang absent ngayon sa team YouTube. Okay, dito sa ating team Facebook, letter A din, no? Karamihang sagot. And that, of course, is the correct answer. We've already had this. We've already encountered this item before. I suggest he blank in the room for 1 week, okay? I suggest he stay in the room for 1 week. Again, remember, if you have the term suggest somebody do something. That means the verb that should follow it should be the base form of the verb. Walang S, at walang ED. Okay? So, I suggest he stay in the room for 1 week. Magka-quarantine yata siya, no? Pinapa-stay siya sa room for 1 week para magka-quarantine. Okay? So, letter A, stay, is the correct answer here. Tama po yung letter A. Now, we go to number 7. What is the mood of these lines? Daylight. I must wait for the sunrise. I must think of a new life. And I must not give in. I mustn't give in. When the dawn comes, tonight will be a memory too. And a new day will begin. Is this letter A, afraid? Letter B, sarcastic? Letter C, depressed? Or letter D, hopeful? What's the answer? Ma'am Tess Santiago, thank you so much for your 45 stars. Thank you, Ma'am Tess. Oh, ayun. Na-reach na natin yung ating stars goal. Thank you so much for all of you who've sent your stars tonight. No, maraming salamat po. Okay, you can still continuously send us your stars. Pwede pa rin po. Ma'am Edita Herbacio, ang ganda ng 20 stars ni ma'am. 20 stars. Okay, now, what do you think is the correct answer here? Memory by Barbara Streisand. Galing sa Cats, pinerform yan nung college, sabi ni Ma'am Tina Cabo. Okay, so this is actually a song, no? So, daylight, I must wait for the sunrise. Oh, tama na. Okay, so letter D. Letter D, ang sagot dito, letter D, Ma'am Margot Jen Idig. Maraming salamat po for your 45 stars. Thank you so much, Ma'am Margot. Okay, letter D, ang karamihang sagot. Sir G. Arlin Tugonan, hello po. And of course, letter D is the correct answer. Okay, so letter D po ang tamang sagot dito. Letter D, that's hopeful, no? Sabi niya, daylight, I must wait for the sunrise. I must think of a new life. I mustn't give in. When the dawn comes, tonight will be a memory too, and a new day will begin. Okay, so it is a very hopeful song. Okay, just like what we are facing right now, yung pandemic na to, sana ay matapos na very, very soon, no? At sana po magpa-vaccine na kayo, wag po kayo mag-alinlangan, no? Kahit na galing siya ng China, it is better than not having any vaccine at all. We cannot reach herd immunity, no? Hindi po natin ma-reach yung herd immunity hanggat wala pong nagpapa-vaccine. Maricar Huwico sent 45 stars. Thank you so much po. No? I am also going to be receiving my vaccines very soon. So my first vaccine will be on March 12th. No? So March 12th po, next Friday, I will be receiving my first dose of the vaccine. Okay? So again, magpa-vaccine po. Pag meron naman pong vaccine, mag-send po kayo ng vaccine. Mag-send ng stars. Magpaturok po kayo pag meron pong ino-offer sa inyo. That's better than not having any protection at all. But of course, once you have received your vaccine, wag pong magpakampante, no? Sana kaya ko to, no? Magpakampante, no? So wag po tayong magpakampante. Of course, we are saying new normal dahil ito na po yung ating normal. Lahat po nakamask na dapat. And dito nga sa amin, no, dati palaging may sipon yung mga bata, palaging may sipon yung mga tao during winter, but nawala ng sipon because of the mask. Okay? So the mask has actually prevented people from getting the flu. So hindi lamang from COVID, but from the rest of the things that are airborne, pinoprotektahan po tayo ng mask. So that is our new normal. We still need to keep that social distancing, no? So eventually, we hope that we can still go back to all the activities that we were doing prior to the pandemic. But of course, we know that this is the new normal, okay? But we have to be hopeful. We have to think that this all can become better. Our situation can become better. And of course, if you can have the vaccine, get the vaccine, okay? Get the vaccine po. That is for herd immunity. Wag pong mag-alinlangan. That is better than not having any vaccine at all. And para makapag-let, yon yung sabi ni Sir Rio Liged, no? If we have achieved almost herd immunity, no, maaaring makapag-let na kayo. Okay? So dapat magpa-vaccine talaga. Oh, ayun, si Sir Nojrade Tong, bukas daw ng umaga magpapa-vaccine siya. Okay, so letter D, hopeful, that is the correct answer for number 7. Number 8. Sa aling salita magkakaroon ng saglit na paghinto kung pinagpipilitang si Rose ang nakabasag ng pinggan? Okay, you have your sentence there. If you have letter A, hindi si Rose ang nakabasag ng pinggan. Hindi si Rose ang nakabasag ng pinggan. That's for letter B. Letter C, hindi si Rose ang nakabasag ng pinggan. At letter D, hindi si Rose ang nakabasag ng pinggan. Okay? So sabi dito, sa aling salita magkakaroon ng saglit na paghinto kung pinagpipilitan na si Rose ang nakabasag ng pinggan. O sabi dito ni Sir John Wick, sumunod pa rin tayo sa health at safety protocol na pinapatupad ng pamahalaan. Tama po yan. That's a very good suggestion. Very good advice. Okay. May talent ba? Okay, so dapat talented, no? Lahat, lalong-lalo na yung guro, no? Sumasayaw tayo, tumutula, kumakanta, minsan comedian, no? We should always spice things up inside the room. Dapat hindi boring, okay? So sabi ko nga sa inyo, no, it's a very, very big role that is upon your shoulders if you are teaching young kids or if you have children, no? It is upon your shoulders. It's your responsibility to hone your kids, no? So para maging talented, syempre yung iyong anak, i-hone mo yung talent na meron yung inyong anak, turuan mo siyang sumayaw, kumanta, whatever, no? Para kung hindi man ma-develop masyado yung talent niya, ma-hone yung self-confidence. Kailangan yung self-confidence natin ngayon. Of course, we know that the world has become very small, no? That malaki na yung chances natin ngayon to apply to a work, for example, apply for work abroad. And so we need to be able to compete with the rest of the people abroad. Pag talent lang naman po yung pag-uusapan, hindi po magpapatalo talaga yung Pinoy, no? Kayang-kaya ng Pinoy, no? Kayang-kaya niyo po yan. Okay, so again, as parents, as teachers of very young kids, very important that you give them the scaffold that they can use so that they can develop their self-confidence, they can have talents in dancing, singing, acting, whatever, drawing, okay? Pwede po yan, pwede. Okay, ako nga, ngayon tinuturuan ko si Rain ng 3 bibe, no? Sabi ko, you have to learn this because you are going to have your birthday and when the visitors are here, you sing 3 bibe and then you ask them for money. Sabi ko, no? Joke ko siya. Sabi, kaya lang hindi siya makapag-pronounce. Sabi niya, but mom, I can't sing 3 baby. Sabi ni Ingleserang frog ko, no? I can't sing 3 baby daw. Okay, pero tinuturuan ko siya. Paunti-unti natututo siya ng 3 bibe. Dati naman alam niya yung bahay kubo, no, nung nasa Pinas pa siya. Okay, now going back to the topic that we have here, sa aling salita magkakaroon ng saglit na paghinto? Kung pinagpipilitang si Rose ang nakabasag ng pinggan, ang correct answer of course would be hindi. Si Rose ang nakabasag ng pinggan. So letter B is the correct choice. Letter B po. Pag sinabi nyo kasing letter A, it would be hindi si Rose ang nakabasag ng pinggan. Sabi ng ating question dito, pinagpipilitan na si Rose ang nakabasag ng pinggan. Okay? So, hindi. Si Rose ang nakabasag ng pinggan. Okay? So, that means hindi ang isang tao, but it is really Rose who broke the plates. Okay? So, letter B is the correct choice here. Now, we go to number 9. Anong tayutay ang tinutukoy sa pahayag durog ang katawang bumagsak sa simento si Miguel? Is this letter A, pagtutulad? Letter B, pagbibigay katauhan? Letter C, pagmamalabis? Or letter D, pagwawangis? What's the answer? Ma'am Jessie Sai or Sir Jessie Sai, Ma'am Met sa MAPE Major, pwede pa mag-enroll kasi may friend ako. Yes po, pwede pa po kahit saan. Pwede pa po. Okay, kahit sa anong major natin or even sa team natin or even sa ating premium membership, no, sa team and sa major, pwede pa po kayo mag-enroll. Okay, so again po pwede pa po kayo mag-enroll. Nandun lang naman po sa ating Google Classrooms yung inyong materials. Okay, so yan, kanta, sayaw, drawing. Sabi ni Sir Nelson Quadra, ako mahilig sa kanta pero ang kanta walang hilig sa akin. Okay, letter C. Karamihang sagot dito. Letter C. Maraming salamat sa lahat ng ating mga top fans. For those of you who have shared our video, started a watch party, for those of you who have tagged your friends, thank you so much po. Maraming salamat. At hiling namin at dasal namin na lahat kayo ay maging LPT, no? So please do share Gurong Pinoy. Please allow Gurong Pinoy to reach out to more people, more students, more let takers, so that we can also, of course, help all of them. Okay, letter C ang inyong sagot, and that, of course, is the correct answer. Okay, pagmamalabis, this is exaggeration in English, no? So, durog ang katawang bumagsak sa semento si Miguel. Ano kayang ginawa ni Miguel, no? Durog ang katawang bumagsak sa semento. Okay, so letter C, pagmamalabis, tama po yan. That is the correct answer. Pagtutulad, of course, is simile. Pagwawangis would be metaphor, almost the same, no? So, these are comparing objects, comparing people, comparing places, but of course, without the use use of tulad, no? Tulad itong ating pagwawangis because this is metaphor. So that means there is no use of like and as. Pagbibigay katauhan, or sometimes it's also called pagtatao or pagsasatao, this is personification. Okay, so you are giving characteristics to an object which is inanimate, okay, to an object which is not human. Okay, so again, the correct answer here, of course, would be letter C. Number 10, math. What value of x will satisfy the equation? 0.4 multiplied by the quantity 5x minus 1,470 equals x. Is it letter A, 490, letter B, 2,130, letter C, 1,470, or letter D, 588? What's the answer? Ano ang tamang sagot? May tatlong bibe akong nakita. O dapat magtawag ng tanghalan tayo na magkaroon kaya tayo ng isang party ulit for summer. Okay, for those of you who just joined us, no, nagkaroon kami ng acquaintance party, nagkaroon kami ng Christmas party, magkaroon kaya tayo ng nung summer party, no? Tayo, tawag ng tanghalan? Bakit palaging nandito si X? Sabi ni ni Ma'am Jennifer Banoy. Magpa-party tayo, magkaroon tayo ng tawag ng tanghalan, beach party. Yung beach, tapos nandyan ka lang sa harap ng inyong laptop, no? Tapos naka-two-piece ka. Tawag ng tanggalan. Ayan, ang dami nag-a-agree. Gusto nyo ba? Magkaroon tayo ng tawag ng tanghalan, magkaroon tayo ng summer party naman. Pageant yon, sabi ni President Loreto, magpa-pageant. Hindi natin nagawa yung pageant natin dati, di ba? Sa acquaintance natin, walang pageant. So, pwede yan pageant. Mr. and Miss Gurong Pinoy. Okay? So, Mr. and Miss Gurong Pinoy. Sige. Pagplanuhan natin yan. Mamaya, sabihin ko kay Sir Migs. Okay, so again, please do continue to support us. You can be one of our supporters. There is a button there in our Facebook page, no? May supporter button po tayo. All our supporters receive some exclusive content, no? Every month po meron kaming supporters only exclusive meeting. And of course, you can also send us your stars. That's one way for you to support us. Para po we can still continue what we're doing. And of course, Gurong Pinoy is not just doing live streams to help you pass the let. We also have a lot of fun here, no? So we've had our acquaintance party. Nagkaroon din tayo ng ating Christmas party, no? Meron tayong naging Christmas choral competition. Meron tayong once upon a Christmas competition. And so now, papunta ng summer, magkakaroon na naman tayo ng summer party. Okay? So pwede po yan. Okay, mamaya sabihin ko kay Sir Migs, no? And of course, mag-join kayo para mas masaya. Okay, so if more people are gonna join, the more fun we are going to have. Okay, so pwede yung Mr. and Miss Gurong Pinoy pageant, no? At pwede din yung tawag ng tanghalan. Okay, so tawag ng tanghalan. Pwede din naman tayo magpa-dance contest. Yung dance contest na pwedeng mag-zoom kayo, tapos sabay-sabay sumayaw, no? Tapos yung isa nahuhuli kasi mahina yung signal. Okay lang yan. Okay, importante masaya tayo. Ma'am Marilu Pilanga or Pilanga, maraming salamat po Ma'am Marilu for your ayuda dito sa Team YouTube. Thank you so much. Okay, now we go back to our question here. What's the answer? Ano po yung inyong sagot for question 10? Karamihan letter D ang sagot. Letter D, karamihang sagot. What value of x will satisfy the equation that we have here? Correct answer here would be letter D. Okay, so letter D, tama po yan. 588. So this was our equation, 0.4 multiplied by the quantity 5x minus 1470. Okay, so 1,470 equals x. Now, what we do first, of course, is we distribute the 0.4 that we have outside of our parentheses. Okay, so we distribute this. That means we multiply 0.4 to both the terms that we have inside your parentheses. Okay, so 0.4 multiplied by 5x, that would give you 2x. Okay, so 0.4 multiplied by 5x, that's 2x. Then 0.4 multiplied by negative 1,470, that would give you minus 588. Okay, so that's negative 588 equals x. Now, again, remember, si x dapat hinahayaang nasa isang side, no? Ililipat natin sa isang side itong si x. Okay, we move this x to the other side. And of course, you also move the 588 to the other side. But we have to isolate x. Okay, so what we have would be 2x minus x. Okay, so 2x minus x, yung positive x mo ay naging negative x. And of course, your negative 588 here became 588, positive 588. So now we have 2x minus x giving us just x equals 588. And so the correct answer again would be 588. That would be letter D. Ma'am CJ Peña Gorospe, maraming salamat po for the 50 stars. Thank you so much. Okay, so here again, x equals 588. That is the correct answer for number 10. Okay, again, if you are in one of our teams, these slides are going to be sent to you. So again, you don't need to copy anything. Even this computation will be sent to you. Now, number 11, which of the following has the greatest value? Okay, you have the different equations that you have there. Saan dyan yung my greatest value? Okay, sali ka na din, Sir Loret, sabi ni Sir Alvi. Mas masaya pag marami, sabi ni Ma'am Buenafe Porol. Okay? Okay. Gurong Pinoy Got Talent. Aba, may paandar si Sir Jessie Sai or Ma'am Jessie Sai. Gurong Pinoy Got Talent daw. Basta about sa ex, hindi talaga ako nakakatama. Charing, sabi ni Ma'am Evelyn Sudin. Okay, what's your answer for number 11? Karamihang sagot dito, letter A. Oh, lagi na lang si X ang hinahanap, sabi ni Sir Kobe Oinoj. Ma'am Barbie Riza Tejero, thank you po for your stars, Ma'am Barbie. Maraming salamat po for sending us your stars. Thank you so much. Ma'am Armani Bossini, thank you po for the stars, Ma'am Armani. Thank you po sa lahat ng ating mga star senders. Okay, so again, we can have that. Pwede tayong magkaroon ng pageant, no? Mr. and Miss Gurong Pinoy. And pwede din naman yung suggestion nyo, Gurong Pinoy Got Talent, no? So pwedeng iba-iba. May magda-dance, may kakanta, may magma-magic. Ano pa bang talent na kaya nyong gawin, no? So pwede yan. Pwede natin gawin yan this summer. Okay, so hintay lamang kayo. We will be planning so that we can come back. And of course, please do continue to support Gurong Pinoy. You can be one of our supporters. You can send us your stars so that, of course, we can continue having our live streams. Not only that, but more. Okay? Pwede tayong magkaroon ng ating mga pa-contest, yung ating mga patambiolo. Maraming salamat, Ma'am Michelle Torimoca or Torimocha Hinakay for sending 45 stars. Thank you po. Okay, the correct answer here, of course, would be letter A. Letter A po ang ating tamang sagot. Okay, so 3 plus 32 plus 3, these are our solutions. No? So hindi ko na po iisa-isahin. If you don't, if you're not part of our teams, you can just take a screenshot of this, or you can even just maybe copy if you want to. Ma'am Jelly Perales Abalos, maraming salamat po for your 45 stars. Aba, Sir Viodo Lobaig. Ayan o, yung talent daw ni Sir Viodo Lobaig, magmahal ng hindi nasusuklian. Ang sakit. Okay, Sir Jessie Sai pala. Si Sir Jessie pala ay boy. Aba, Quiz B? Pampasakit naman ng ulo yung sayo, Ma'am Tin. Gusto ni Ma'am Tin dito, Quiz B. Quiz B daw. Okay, so I am going to ask Sir Migs, no, kung ano yung magiging contest natin. Sir Rio Ligids, sabi ni Sir Rio Ligid dito, kaon ra ang talent. Kain lang daw yung kanyang talent. Okay, so again here, letter A po yung ating sagot. Remember to use PEMDAS, no? Dati PEMDAS yung ating tawag, parenthesis, exponent, yung mga powers, no? Wala namang power sa ating equation. Multiply and divide from left to right. Then of course you have add and subtract from left to right. But now we use GEMDAS. That means group, no? Kasi meron tayong mga brackets minsan. Okay, so pag brackets na, group GEMDAS. Okay, pareho pa rin naman siya ng PEMDAS mo. Okay, so parentheses, brackets, your braces, that's for your group. So group exponent, multiply and divide from left to right, add and subtract from left to right. So again, correct answer would be letter A. That would give us 47. Okay, so 47. If you're done with if you are done with this slide, I will move on to the next slide. Okay, number 12. Which of the following statements represents a physical change? This is science. An antacid tablet forms bubbles when dissolved in water. Letter B. A flashlight beam slowly gets dimmer and finally dies out over time. Letter C. The lawn grows thicker every day because fertilizers were added into the soil. Or letter D. Frozen mango juice melted when left standing at room temperature for 30 minutes. What's the answer? Okay, ano yung tamang sagot for number 12? We are asked for we're asked for physical change. Okay, so sabi dito, which one shows us physical change? Ano kaya ang tamang sagot? Aba, ang dami niyong suggestion. Ang daming suggestion ng pa-contest, oh. Dito sa ating Team YouTube, ang daming suggestion. Anong suggestion niyo ng pa-contest? Let me read. Mukbang. Aba, may mukbang pa. Mukbang challenge. TikTok comedy. Demo teaching, sabi ni Ma'am Miss O. Petition for mukbang, sabi ni Ma'am Tin. Quiz B, pero review ang mga questions. Pinoy Henyo. Vlog making, sabi ni Sir Viodolo. Aba, may pa-vlog. Okay, now, what do you think is the correct answer for number 12 here? We are looking for a physical change. So again, remember the differences between your chemical change and your physical change. Pag sinabi mong chemical change, your material has actually gone some changes, no? So it has been changed into another substance and it is not reversible. Usually it's very difficult to put it back into its original substance, no? Its original form. For example, when you're cooking or when you're baking, no? Pag nag-bake ka, may flour ka, may sugar, may egg, may whatever ingredients that you have there, and you bake them. Of course, when you bake them, you come up with your cake, no? So once naging cake na siya, it has undergone a chemical change. Hindi mo na mababawi pa yung itlog, yung flour, yung sugar. You cannot retrieve those materials anymore. That would be chemical change. The correct answer here would be letter D. Bakit letter D? Because that is melting. Remember, I told you whenever you have changes in the state of matter, pag evaporation, boiling, melting, freezing, sublimation, lahat yan ay physical change lamang po. Okay? So physical change lamang, yung melting is just an example of your physical change. Okay? So all these are not the correct answer. Growth here, this is a chemical change. Your antacid, of course, that would be production of your bubbles na, no? That means your gas, production of gas here. This also cannot be your physical change. What happened here was just your energy from your flashlight, chemical energy, was just converted into other forms of energy. So heat po pwede, no, na nag-run out na yung battery mo, na naubos na yung chemical energy. Hindi siya naubos actually. It has just been converted into another form of energy. Okay, so letter D is the correct answer here. It has melted, melting, evaporating, boiling, condensing, all those changes in matter is just physical change, okay? So number 12 again, letter D is the correct answer. Number 13, it is a common observation that mushrooms thrive a few days after lightning strikes. Which among the following biogeochemical cycles is involved in this process? Letter A, nitrogen cycle. Letter B, carbon-oxygen cycle. Letter C, phosphorus cycle. Or letter D, sulfur cycle. What's the answer? Ano po yung tamang sagot? Ma'am Master or Sir Master Albi, maraming salamat po for 45 stars. Thank you so much, Sir Master. Okay, aba, ang dami. So letter A, karamihan dito letter A, letter A. Okay, so ang hinahanap natin ay yung biogeochemical cycles that is involved in this process. Correct answer here, of course, would be letter A. Tama po yung letter A, no? Letter A is the correct answer here. It is nitrogen cycle. Nitrogen cycle. Usually, pinag-aaralan natin to sa bio major. Carbon-oxygen cycle mo, ito yung mga pinupost ko sa ating Facebook page, yung carbon dioxide, your oxygen, your photosynthesis, cellular respiration, na bahagi sila ng carbon-oxygen cycle. Sulfur cycle, phosphorus cycle, kalimitan na hindi sila masyado din-discuss. No? We only need this in trace or as trace elements. That means kukonti lamang kailangan natin sulfur or phosphorus in our bodies. Nitrogen cycle is the correct answer here. Nitrogen is a very important part in the growth of your plants, no? So nitrogen po kailangan ng ating plants. That would be nitrogen. And so here, nitrogen was actually the one that made your mushrooms bloom or thrive, dumami yung mushrooms after your lightning, because what happened was that your mushrooms were able to fix nitrogen into their roots. Okay, so yan po yung nangyari. Okay, so mushrooms were able to gather nitrogen. Okay, so I will not be discussing this. This is part of your biology major. I just want you to remember that nitrates, this is the form of nitrogen that can be absorbed by plants. Okay, so form of nitrogen that can be absorbed by plants, that will be in nitrates form. Okay, nitrates form po. All right, now we go to the next item, 14. Which of the following factors contribute to an increase in the human population? Is it letter or number 1, immigration, number 2, emigration, number 3, natality, number 4, mortality? What will be your correct choice? Is it letter A, 3 and 4, natality, mortality? Letter B, 2 and 3, emigration, natality. Letter C, 1 only, immigration only. Or letter D, 1 and 3, immigration and natality. We are looking for the factors contributing to an increase, okay, in human population. What do you think is the correct answer? Okay, letter D. D, ang karamihang sagot ng ating Team YouTube ay D. Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for question number 14? We're almost done, no? Of course, after this, we are going to be posting your materials in our teams. And of course, we are also going to be posting our top notchers and our passers. Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for question 14? Ano kaya yung tamang sagot? Which one contributes to the increase in population? Ano kaya ang tamang sagot? Okay, D, karamihang sagot ay D. And of course, letter D here, that is the correct choice. Okay, so immigration and natality. Natality kasi this is birth rate, okay? So lahat ng mga batang sinisilang, of course, we know that they can contribute to an increase in human population. Na wag lamang ma-baby switch, no? Katulad ng sa Jessica Soho. Mortality naman, this is your death rate. Of course, this cannot contribute to an increase. Now, what's the difference between immigration and emigration? Immigration, or you emigrate, yung emigration mo, is from your home country to another, but you immigrate to another country. So that means they are opposite. When you say emigration, na E-M-I-G, that means you are leaving your country. But when you say immigration, na I-M-M-I, that means you are moving to another country. Come here, say hi to the students. Come here, darling, just say hi to them. You don't want? Why do you have your bag? What do you have in there? What do you have?
I have my bracelet and my necklace.
Okay, your necklaces and your bracelet. All right, so again, going back to number 14, letter D, 1 and 3 are the correct choices. Okay, so immigration po. Immigration, that means moving inside the country. And of course, birth rate. Ang emigration mo is when you move out your own country. Okay, so 1 and 3, letter D, that is the correct choice. Now we go to number 15. We're almost done. Comparing the speed of sound in liquids, gases, and solids, the speed of sound is usually lowest in blank and highest in blank. Which one is the correct choice? Okay, is it letter A, solids, gases, letter B, gases, liquids, letter C, liquids, solids, or letter D, gases, solids? What's the correct choice? Baby Rain, they want you to sing Tatlong Bibe. Where are you? Rainy.
I'm down here.
You're down there. Come here. They want you to sing Tatlong Bibe, but you did not comb your hair. Did you just wake up? Come here. Come here. Be careful. Come. Hurry up. Look at you, girl. You did not even comb your hair. Say hi to them. Ah! So heavy. Say hi to the people there. Can they see you? I hope they can see you. You and your uncombed hair. Kakagising lamang po, walang suklay ang bata. Okay, you sing. May tatlong bibi ako nakita, mataba, mapayat mga bibi, ngunit ang may pakpak sa likod ay iisa. Siya ang leader na nagsabi ng
Quack, quack.
quack, 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 quack. Siya ang leader na nagsabi ng
Quack, quack.
Okay, yay! They're clapping for you. They said, good job, Rainy. You're awesome. Woo.
Go back.
Okay, go back.
Ooh,
Okay, intermission number. All right, so again, 15, comparing the speed of sound in liquids, gases, and solids. The speed of sound is usually lowest in blank and highest in blank. Okay, lowest saan yung speed of sound and highest saan yung speed of sound. Thank you for your song. It's really wonderful. You did a really good job, darling. I'm so proud of you.
Mama have this bracelet.
Oh, it's so cute. It's got purple, your favorite.
Yeah, I have this bracelet when we go trick or treating.
Oh, you got that from Trick or Treating?
Yeah.
That's so cool. Okay, 15. Again, speed of sound is lowest in, the correct answer here, of course, would be letter D. Okay, so lowest in gases, and in solids, they are the highest or they are fastest in solids. Okay, so here, you can actually see the different media that we have now. So media mo ay gas. The speed of sound is very low, no? So 331 and so on. But in solids, you have thousands. So thousands na yung speed of sound. That's meter per second. Okay, so meter per second po yan. Okay, so again, the correct answer would be lowest in gases and highest in solids. Kabaliktaran po siya actually sa speed of light. Okay, yung speed of light mo naman would be highest in gases and lowest in your solids. Of course, we know some solids are opaque, no? They can't, they do not allow light to pass through them. Okay, but in here, of course, letter D, yun po ang tamang sagot. Now we go to number 16. In what instance? Darling, you are a bit loud. Okay, the students can't hear me. A little lower. Okay. In what instance is the Filipino double standard morality shown? Is it letter A, a couple brings their sick child to the doctor, then later to the espiritista? Letter B, young parents bring up their children in a manner different from how they were brought up. Letter C, illiterate parents are eager to send their children to school even if they themselves did not go to school. Or letter D, a married man who flirts with someone else other than his wife seems acceptable, but a married woman who flirts with another man is condemned. Okay? So saan dito yung may double standard tayo? Okay? They're saying, hi, Baby Rain. Baby Rainy, they're saying hi to you. They said you're so cute. You believe them? They're saying hi to you, Rainy. Ang arte ba, mamalayha, agaw uto. Hindi po siya makapag-pronounce masyado ng sakto. Iba yung kanyang pronunciation. Ma'am Econ Rosal Manayan, maraming salamat po for your 50 stars. Thank you so much. Oy, Baby Rain has a page. Panoorin niyo po yung mga tawag dito, yung video si Baby Rain. Meron po siyang page na Rain TV. Minsan sinishare din namin yung kanyang video. Yung mga video niya, yung mga ginagawa lamang namin, yung mga games or sometimes mga activities, no, meron po siyang Rain TV na Facebook page. You can share it with your kids. Yung mga activities, minsan meron kami mga simple experiments. Okay, now here, number 16, in what instance is the Filipino double standard morality shown? Of course, the correct answer here would be letter D. A married man who flirts with someone else other than his wife seems acceptable, but a married woman who flirts with another man is condemned. Okay, totoong nangyayari ito, no? Pero of course, it is not right na tayong mga married woman ay ang tawag dito, magtatabla na din sa mga married man, no? Pag nangaliwa yung asawa mo, sasabihin mo na mangangaliwa ka rin, no? Of course, two wrongs don't make a right, okay? Two wrongs don't make a right. But of course, in our society is still a macho society. That means it is still male-dominated, no? Minsan, meron pa rin namang discrimination towards females. Okay, so again, in our society, it is okay for some married men to it is acceptable for married men to flirt with another girl or another woman. But of course, if you are a married wife or a married woman and you flirt with another person, then that is not acceptable. It is a big no-no in our society. Okay, so medyo macho pa rin yung ating society, no? So letter D is the correct choice here. Letter D. Now, 17, which Katipunan member commuted from Cavite to Manila to buy materials used to make ammunitions? Letter A, Teresa Magbanwa. Letter B, Agueda Esteban. Letter C, Teodora Alonso. Or letter D, Trinidad Texon. What's the answer? Your Lola, Rainy, your Lola is looking for you. I'm just gonna say later. Your manangs are looking for you. Okay, letter B, karaming sagot. Parehas lang naman, sabi ni Ma'am Jennifer Banoy. May mga girls din na nagloloko, bato-bato sa langit, ang tamaan huwag magalit. Aba, may alam si Ma'am Jen na hindi natin alam. Aba, sabi ni Sir Aladdin Kalot dito, kasi parang normal sa boys magloko. Okay nga. Ayun nga po, parang normal kasi nga accepted sa ating society, no? Accepted siya sa society, kaya parang normal. Pero hindi siya dapat normal. Dapat nga hindi nino-normalize, no? Pero in our society kasi it's acceptable. Okay, correct answer here, of course. A lot of you are answering letter D. Letter D, karamihang sagot. Letter D, or letter B pala. Karamihang sagot dito ay letter B for hour 17. And of course, the correct answer is letter B. Si Aling Agueda Esteban. Lola ito ni Brother Efren Esteban. De joke lamang po. Okay? So letter B, Agueda Esteban is the correct choice. Okay? So this is Lola Agueda Esteban. Agueda Esteban was a Filipina revolutionary. She worked for Katipunero fighters and brought materials from Manila to make gunpowder and bullets, which she delivered to her husband in Cavite. Upon the death of her first husband, Mariano Baroga, also known as Tungkod of Batak, she married General Artemio Ricarte. Okay, so she actually got married twice. She was working. She was the yung mediator siya, no? She was working in the middle of her husband na si Mariano Baroga and si General Artemio Ricarte, no? So before, her husband was stationed in Cavite. And then of course si Artemio Ricarte, yung ating katipunan na si Cavite din, no? And so what she did was she would be sending or she would be transporting materials from the husband who was also stationed in Cavite to General Artemio Ricarte. Okay, she was not checked because of course she's a woman. Walang pagdududa sa kanya dahil babae siya. Now eventually bumalik sa Manila si Mariano Baroga, no? Bumalik na sa Manila si Mariano Baroga and si Lola Agueda Esteban would still be transporting materials from Manila from her husband to General Artemio Ricarte. Okay, eventually they were still together with their husband. They were exiled. I think I cannot remember where they were exiled. It might be in Hawaii or in some parts of the US. No, this was during American time pa, no? And so eventually the husband died and she met General Artemio Ricarte again and they got married. Okay? So yung pangalawa niyang asawa was yung kanegosyo nila, yung si General Artemio Ricarte. So this is Lola Agueda Esteban. That's the correct answer. This was Teresa Magbanwa E. Ferraris. She is dubbed as the Visayan Joan of Arc. Magbanwa is credited as the only woman to lead troops in the Visayan area during the revolution. The first woman fighter of Panay. Okay, she led her troops in many successful battles against Spanish and American forces. Okay, during the Japanese occupation, she sold her possessions to provide food and supplies for local guerrillas. Okay, so ang haba din ng buhay ni Lola Teresa Magbanwa na galing Spanish, naging American force, until Japanese forces, andyan siya. Okay, so she's known as the Visayan Joan of Arc. Now, Teodora Alonso Rialonda y Quintos was a wealthy woman in the Spanish colonial Philippines. She is, of course, known as the mother of our national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal. Rialonda was born in Santa Cruz, Manila. Her medical condition inspired Rizal to take up medicine, even maybe inspired Rizal to be what he is. No, we all know that out of all the family members, siya daw yung may pinakamagandang personality. She was very strong as a woman. She was very steadfast. She taught Rizal almost everything that he knew. Okay, so that was the mom of Rizal, Teodora Alonso. And of course, the other choice that we have is Trinidad Perez Texon. She is known as the mother of Biak na Bato and mother of Mercy. She fought to gain Philippine independence. She was given the title Mother of Biak na Bato by no other than or no less than General Emilio Aguinaldo. She was also cited as the mother of the Philippine National Red Cross. Lumalabas ito sa let, no? For her service to her fellow Katipuneros. So again, please do make sure that you take note of all of this. Teresa Magbanwa, lumabas din ito sa let. Yung Visayan Joan of Arc, that was a question. Of course, yung question natin a while ago about Agueda, no? Agueda Esteban, lumabas din yan. And of course, mother of the Philippine National Red Cross being Trinidad Texon. This has also come out in the let. So make sure that you know all these things.
Is Daddy home?
Daddy's downstairs. All right, number 18. How is the so-called colonial mentality manifested? Okay, is it letter A, cultural relativism, letter B, cultural diversity or diversity, letter C, xenocentrism, or letter D, ethnocentrism? Bless you, Rainy, say. Thank you. Okay, what do you think is the correct answer? What is the answer for number 18? We're almost done. Okay, third to the last question. Where are you going, Rainy? Hold the handrails. Okay, what's your answer for number 18? 18 po. Ang sagot dito ay letter C. Karamihang sagot, yeah? Okay. Karamihang sagot ay letter C. Letter C. Again, we are looking for colonial mentality. What is colonial mentality? This is the thinking that Levi's is better than Jag, okay? That Toblerone is better than Goya, okay? That Lace is better than cheapy. Okay? So yan yung colonial mentality. Always better yung nananakop sa atin yung ating colonizers. Other people, the other other cultures are better than our own. Okay? Yan yung colonial mentality. Of course, we know that this should be xenocentrism. Okay? So xenocentrism, that means colonial mentality. You're always thinking that other people's culture, other countries' culture is better than our own culture. Okay? The opposite for this would be ethnocentrism, the thinking that your culture is the best, the thinking that your culture is better than other people's culture. Now, when you say cultural diversity, of course, this is a very good thing. That means you cater to diversity, no? Iba-iba yung kultura na meron tayo. If you are working in an international school, for example, then you have cultural diversity. Cultural relativism, this is the saying that one man's meat is another man's poison. What is accepted in one culture may not be accepted, may be taboo in another culture, no? For example, sa mga kapatid nating Muslim, no, okay lang na mag-asawa na maraming beses, no, maraming asawa. Sa atin namang mga Kristiyano ay bawal. Okay? So that's cultural relativism. Iba-iba yung kultura. Okay? So letter C, xenocentrism is the correct answer. Number 19. If the 7 continents were arranged from largest to smallest, in which order does Australia fall? Is it letter A, 4th, letter B, 5th, letter C, 6th, or letter D, 7th? Okay, what's the answer for number 19? We're almost done. Wala pa rin tatalo sa bar nuts. Ha, hindi ba Goya? Hindi Goya, hindi Toblerone, pero bar nuts, sabi ni Sir Viodolo. Akala daw ni Ma'am Buenafe, Alaska, hindi bar nuts. Okay, what do you think is the correct answer? We're down to the second to the last question. Second to the last na po tayo. A lot of you are answering letter D. Wag na natin patagalin pa. Now, of course, letter D is the correct choice here. We all know that Australia is the smallest of all the continents. And of course, it is the 7th. If we are going to arrange the continents from largest to smallest, the 7th, of course, would be Australia. It is the smallest continent. Okay, so these are your continents according to the land area, no? According to their land area, largest to smallest by land area. You have number 1, largest is Asia. Number 2, Africa. Number 3 is North America. Number 4, South America. Number 5, Antarctica. And of course, number 6, Europe. And the smallest would be Australia. I didn't even know number 6 ang pala yung Europe, no? Okay, so Europe is second to the last, second to the smallest. Mas malaki pa yung Antarctica sa Europe. Okay, so Australia is of course the smallest. Okay, so that's 7th. Now we go to number 20, last item. In which continent can we find stormy Cape Horn, which is known as the graveyard of ships and sailors? Africa, letter B, Australia, letter C, South America, or letter D, Asia? What's the answer? What do you think is the correct answer? Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for the last item that we have? We are down to the last item that we have for tonight. Of course, tomorrow we are going to have your professional education. Ay, si Sir Kyle, oh. Apo din ito ni Lola Agida Esteban. Kyle Liboon Esteban. Hello po, sir. Okay, now number 20. In which continent can we find stormy Cape Horn, which is known as the graveyard of ships and sailors? Okay, letter A, Africa. Letter B, Australia. Letter C, South America. Letter D, Asia. Okay, correct answer here would be, karamihang sagot nyo ay letter C, and that is the correct choice. Okay, letter C, South America. That is the correct answer. Okay, ito sabi ni Ma'am Malayha Agaw Uto, in Muslim, men can marry up to 4 women as long as they can treat it equally. Walang labis, walang kulang. But for me, gusto ko, ako lang. Wow. Tama yan, no? Hanggang 4. Basta kaya nilang buhayin at dapat kung ilan yung katulong, no, sa isang asawa, ganun din yung number of katulong sa isang asawa, no? So dapat equal. That's for our Muslim brothers. Now, so again, going back to number 20, correct answer here, it is found in South America. This is Cape Horn. And Cape Horn actually marks the point at which the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans meet, which is what makes the passage so treacherous. Okay, so mahirap yung waters dito, napakalaki ng alon, no, maraming storms, because that is where the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean meet. That is your Cape Horn, okay, which is found as part of Chile, and so that is part of South America. Okay, so South America po ang ating tamang sagot for number 20, letter C. Okay, that ends tonight's discussion. Again, please make sure that you are following our Facebook page. Also, make sure that you are subscribed to our YouTube channel. We have so many videos that can help you pass Selet. As I have mentioned, this already has been our 85th live stream video. And of course, we end tonight's activity with our closing prayer. Please join me in our closing prayer. Samahan niyo po ako. This still has, of course, has been prepared by Brother Efren Esteban.
Muli po tayong manalangin. Our great God, salamat po sa oras po na ito na ibinigay mo sa amin na naging matagumpay po ang aming pag-aaral. Sana po marami po kaming mga natutunan, O Diyos. Sana po ipatuloy mo po kaming pagpalain sa mga plano po namin, Panginoon. Ikaw po ang aming dakilang pastol at ikaw po yung naghahanda ng lugar para sa amin. Sana po ay maganap na po ang mga ninanais po ng aming mga puso. Alam mo po yung mga pagsisikap namin, mga sacrifices namin para matupad po ang mga pangarap po namin na ito. Sana po sa lahat po ng mga member ng Gurong Pinoy International, sana po ipagpalain mo. Lalo po, Panginoon, na malapit na po ang exam. Patibayin mo po ang aming loob. Palakasin mo po ang aming damdamin, Panginoon, na hindi po kami matakot. Sa halip, mas lalo po kaming maghanda, Panginoon. Salamat po sa sakripisyo ni Ma'am Mek at ni Sir Ram para po sa bawat isa sa amin. Panginoon, salamat po sa lahat at ibinibigay po namin lahat yung mga concern namin sa inyo. Sa pangalan ni Jesus, ito po ang mga aming dalangin. Amen.
Amen. All right, and that ends tonight's discussion. Pasensya na po sa ingay ng aking mag-ama downstairs, no? Nag-enjoy na yata sila, no? Naglalaro na. And sa muli, ito po si Coach Mek, ninyong Gurong Pinoy. And of course, please don't forget to like our Facebook page, no? Para po ma-inform kayo. Follow niyo po yung ating Facebook page so that you can be informed of anything that we post. Also, do subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a playlist for our live streams. We have a playlist for Gen Ed. We have a playlist for ProfEd. So, balikan niyo po lahat ng ating videos. And of course, we end tonight with our saying, maliit man na butil ng mga kaalaman, ang dulo nito ay malaki kaginawaan. Maraming salamat! Good night!